This is a movie about the exchange of information, that there are facts that are, when they are presented to an audience that is hungry for them, they are educated, and they're also enthralled, and they're also entertained by the news of the world. This movie takes place in the shadow of the Civil War's end. And from that, because of that, there is, in Texas particularly, there is strife and anger and defeat. Nothing has been, very little has been decided. And that anger, that anxiety, that ongoing conflict ends up being part of every town that Kidd goes to read the news in. His real message is, if we want to, we'll be all right. So, let me tell you about some things that are going on in the world that'll add some perspective to our individual tough times that we're going through. And maybe when we come out of it, we might just learn that we're luckier than we think we are. They are no longer sitting in a barn or sitting in a hall somewhere or a empty saloon. They are in India, and they are in a coal mine, and the theater of their mind is, kicking into overdrive. He became this thing that gave him a purpose. He got up, he collected the stories, he picked what's one word out, he put up his posters, he delivered a reading, and then he moved on to the next town. Thank God he had that. Then along comes this kidnappee that has been taken by the government authorities because she's white and she lived with a Kiowa. They figured out who she was and where she came from, and they are going to return her to her family. She has no idea who her family is. Kidd is returning her to a family because there's no substitute for that family, and she has one. God bless her lucky soul. I cannot stress enough the incredible power of young Helena. Those scenes with the two of us, those crackled. They were ridiculous fun in order to shoot. It shows up on screen, It shows up in small little moments, because that girl threw me curveballs again and again and again. And she wasn't doing it to throw me curveballs. She was just being her. When we shot the scenes with the actual Kiowa, and they had come down from Oklahoma and their environs, I just had to say, thank you for having enough faith in us to come down and be part of it, because there's an imprimatur from the tribe that is important to have. You learn something by hearing a story, by seeing it, and I don't think there's a pursuit that is more noble than being a storyteller when you are trying to hit the marks and tell the truth, as Spencer Tracy wants to say. There is a truth to be had there, and you know it, and the audience does too. To work with somebody again, and particularly if you have like an extraordinary emotional experience like I had on Captain Phillips, means you don't have to get to know each other. You don't have to spend any time pussyfooting around. You don't have to say, so what's your favorite football club? We knew all of that stuff. So the shorthand that we would have at the very beginning of the day could be all that was necessary between us, because he would turn me loose, because I was working on behavior and procedure. And at the same time, it completely opens for that opportunity to sit and talk about something that you're both trying to feel.